Hey, it's your favorite life coach, Dr. Boz, and it's Soulful Sundays. Those are the days where I come and I give you tips on how to keep your cup full. And I want to talk a little bit about the power of words. And today's Soulful Sundays is brought to you courtesy of my yoga practice, which I just finished. And in my book, I talk a lot about my struggle with yoga and getting myself used to it, but also the benefits of doing yoga. And the reason why I want to connect that to today's Soulful Sunday is that when I do yoga, I struggle because I don't have abdominal muscles. So let me rewind and again talk to you about the power of words. A lot on social media, I see and hear people talk about, I'm broke. Yo, nobody ever supports me. I'm never going to make it. It's just too hard. Why does this always happen to me? Just a lot of negativity. We got to be careful with our words. Sometimes I know we can't control those thoughts that come in immediately. We can kind of tell ourselves control, alternate, delete those thoughts. But oftentimes, putting it out there for the world to see, saying it repeatedly is creating a vibration and putting you on a lower vibration. And you're right. All those negative things that you say are going to be true. So you have to maintain control over your words and really understand their power. And I'm going to provide that example and connect it to my yoga practice. So all my life, if you've known me since I was probably about 11, I've struggled with body image issues and straight up eating disorders. And I always just hated my body at different parts of my life. Even when I liked different parts of my bodies, I struggled with my body image. And one of the things that remained consistent throughout my life was for me to be like, if I started to lose weight, because I could lose weight very quickly, starving myself, and doing a bunch of unhealthy practices, but my stomach would never go away because we all know you can't spot reduce. And so when people would compliment me, I'm like, yeah, if I could just lose the stomach, if I could just lose my stomach. Once I lose my stomach, that's going to be it. I mean, I remember being 22, broke as hell because I was going to school, working full time and a parent, but I was going to find a way to pay for a tummy tuck. Like I was so serious about losing my stomach. And that's the language that I use constantly. And so guess what happened? I lost my stomach, like literally lost my stomach. Long story short, I had preventative surgery for breast cancer. And part of that involved them cutting away some stomach muscles. Well, guess what? That didn't heal. So in the beginning, I was happy, like, oh, my stomach about to be flat. Yeah. It didn't heal properly. I developed a hernia that was like massive, like a massive hernia. It looked like I had like a tennis ball just sticking out of my stomach. And it required a surgery that resulted in complications that left me in the hospital for 7 days. And guess what? I don't have any stomach muscles. Like they literally had to cut my obliques, those muscles on the side, to create a new stomach wall for me. But guess what? It didn't work fully. So now what I currently have, instead of layers and layers of abdominal muscle, I actually only have one thin layer that a specialist told me is about the thickness of saran wrap. So if you think about saran wrap, that's what is holding in my all of the muscles in my core. And what's really keeping it in, honestly, is some mesh that is pinned or sewn into my rib cage all the way down to my hip bone. So if it wasn't for that mesh, none of my muscles would be able to stand. Anything that's past my ribs would not be able to stand. So sometimes that causes difficulty for me, particularly when I'm doing yoga. When I first started yoga, it would make me cry because I hated that. Even when I was bigger, no matter what, I had strong core muscles. Like I could outdo a bunch of people in sit-ups, crunches, planks, whatever. I can no longer do that anymore because of the fact that I don't have the stomach muscles. And so sometimes I'll be doing yoga and I will like blubber over like, or sometimes I won't be paying attention and maybe I'm just like rocking and I'm sitting. And if my son comes and jumps to hug me, I'm going back. I'm tumbling over because I don't have a core muscle. I've learned to deal with that, but again, I say this to say we got to be careful with our words because for decades I kept saying my life would be better if I didn't have my stomach, and I wanted to get rid of my stomach, and now I don't have a stomach, and now it is sort of a handicap for me, a limited handicap, but it is a handicap. So be careful with your words. Anytime you catch yourself with a negative thought, try to catch that. There are strategies for that. I can help you with that. But even what we post. So try to change the language. Stop yourself. Is there a way I could say that more positively, right? So instead of saying I'm always tired, maybe you could say something like I acknowledge the fact that my body needs rest. It's a different spin. It changes the frequency when we change the language around that. So instead of saying something negatively, we want to try to spin it positively, but we also want to continue to practice gratitude, because that is how it works. The more that we practice gratitude, the more that we speak life and we speak positivity. It's not denying the negative things that are happening, but you are putting yourself on a frequency, and you don't want to continue to just stay on that low vibrating frequency, because then you invite more chaos, more destruction, more sadness, more fear, more resentment into your life. So be careful with that language. Stop yourself before you post something about never and always, because those absolutes will absolutely lead you to more strife. So that's it. I just wanted to, I know this was a longer post, but I needed to use that real life example. I have a friend, shout out to Tiana Glass, Trip. She kind of said to me like, yeah, I use this as a cautionary tale. And I was like, shit, I need to use this as a cautionary tale. So be careful with your words. Your words have power. There are so many things that have happened that I've spoken about that were great, that I emphasized positivity with it that happened. But that was one major thing for me that I said repeatedly that came into fruition. So I don't care whether you are religious or spiritual, there is power in your words. So watch what you say about yourself, your others, and what you desire, because you are a powerful, powerful being. With that being said, you already know what to do. You have a lovely, lovely, amazing week, and know that I am always here for you at brendaschild.com. Peace.